Hi, I'm Shannon, one of the librarians here at Polk State. In this video, we're going to transform a Works Cited rough draft into a true MLA 8th edition Works Cited page using a desktop version of Word. The desktop version has more formatting options than the online 365 version, and you can download it for free simply by using your college.edu email address. Also remember, you can always pause or replay portions of this video as I'll be going a bit fast. We are starting off with 5 citation generator and database generated citations. Our list here includes 2 books, 2 articles from databases, and 1 website. Let's begin by centering the words Works Cited and deleting the word draft. Next, let's highlight the entire page to fix our font and spacing, and it would actually be a good idea to do this first part to your entire paper, as you want your font and spacing to be consistent. After our selected text is highlighted, we are going to our font group in Word to change our font to Times New Roman 12-point font. If Times New Roman isn't at the top as a recently used font, you can easily scroll through the alphabetical list to find and select it. Technically, there are a few other fonts you may use in the 8th edition of MLA, but instructors usually prefer Times New Roman 12 as it's easily readable and it was the former standard. And who doesn't like a happy professor? Now onto our spacing. We want everything to be double spaced. The paragraph group in Word will look extremely similar to this in all the latest desktop versions. Select the line and paragraph spacing icon, but instead of selecting 2, you want to select line spacing options from the drop-down. The reason you don't simply select 2 for double is you also need to verify the before and after options, which must both be set to 0. And of course, don't forget to change or verify your line spacing is now double, then select OK in the bottom right corner. If you don't select OK, none of those spacing options will be applied. Okay, now we want to deselect the rest of our paper and only select our citations so we can add our hanging indent and have Word alphabetize our citations for us. Make sure to start your highlighting under but not including the words Works Cited. Then once again, select the spacing icon and go to Line Spacing Options. This time when the box pops up, find Indentation, look for Special, then change the drop-down selection to Hanging. Then select OK in the bottom right corner. Now you can see our hanging indent has been applied, making it extremely easy to quickly see the last names of all of our authors or the beginning of the titles of our sources. Let's alphabetize them by selecting the A to Z sorting icon in the paragraph group. But before I do that, I realize one of my citations starts with a quotation mark, which would prevent it from being alphabetized correctly. In this case, we must temporarily remove that quotation mark and remember to add it back after. Now that the open quote has been removed, I've re-highlighted all of my citations and selected the A to Z sort icon. Let's make sure we're sorting by paragraph, text ascending, then select OK to see the magic happen. And all of my citations appear to have been alphabetized correctly, so I will add the open quotation back to the beginning of this citation and voila! One more thing that you might not notice is sometimes the font color of a citation or two just doesn't look right. It never hurts to just select the font color icon and choose black to eliminate those shades of gray that might have popped up, and also select no color to ensure that there is no light highlighting. Now let's quickly skim our page for common database errors. The first one that is shouting out at me is this author, which is in all caps. I'm going to highlight the portion that's shouting and correct that by selecting the icon with the upper and lowercase a's. Then select capitalize each word. That's better. Another common error is with the EBSCOhost databases. EBSCO citation generators only put EBSCOhost as the database instead of the specific database's name, and we have over 30 EBSCO databases. Luckily for me, I know the only EBSCOhost database I used this time was Academic Search Complete. So I'm going to replace the word EBSCOhost with Academic Search Complete, making sure to keep those italics. Also look at the URLs. In the 8th edition of MLA, we need to delete any HTTPS and HTTP:// at the beginning of URLs, even in database links. Word will also try to help you by pointing out items it thinks are either spelled incorrectly or are grammatically incorrect. It's not always right, but in this case, with the extra space before the colon in the subtitle, it is correct, and I will delete the extra space. But for the title of the ebook collection, I'm going to right-click on it and tell it to ignore. Now our Works Cited page is looking significantly better. Lastly, make sure the only citations on your Works Cited page are for sources you actually used. It is extremely important to cite everything you used and nothing you did not use. That's the whole point of listing citations. Each one of your citations must have at least one corresponding in-text citation in the body of your paper, like these. In-text citations are used both for direct quotes as well as when you paraphrase ideas. You want to give proper credit for ideas that were not completely your own to avoid any question that you could have plagiarized someone else's ideas. Plus, it adds credibility to your paper. Once again, cite every source you used, note where those ideas are incorporated by utilizing in-text citations, and do not cite any sources you did not use. And if you copied and pasted anything in your paper other than a citation on your Works Cited page, make sure it is surrounded by quotation marks and cited correctly. I hope you found this video on formatting your Works Cited page in MLA 8 useful. As always, for help researching, feel free to contact a Polk State librarian using Ask a Librarian, and for help writing, formatting, and citing, you have access to writing tutors for free. Yes, completely free. It's always useful to have another pair of eyes look over your paper and give you some feedback. Both options are available within your class in Canvas or on the Library TLCC homepage. Thank you.